Hi everyone, happy Midwife Monday. I hope everyone had a lovely holiday weekend and you got to spend some quality time with your family. My boys were home from school and so that was really special, and I thank all the babies for giving us some time so I could see my kids. But what has come up over this holiday time, as many of you probably already familiar, is everyone's getting sick. Right? This stomach thing's been going around that's been kind of brutal and taking a lot of our families down. Lots of colds, fevers, flu-like symptoms. And the question always is, what can I do while I'm pregnant? We talk a lot about health, obviously, when we do these Midwife Mondays. And a lot of times we're talking about kids' health and health when you're breastfeeding and supplements you can take. And today we're going to specify when you're pregnant, because suddenly we forget, like when we're pregnant, what are the things we can do? And some things that came up over the weekend on our Facebook page were calm calcium, is this safe to take? And Ricolas, while you're breastfeeding, are they safe to take? Sudafed, Benadryl, Tylenol, a variety of things like that. So let's just go over what some of the best things you can do while you are pregnant and you come down with some kind of cold, flu, stomach virus. Most important thing is, as long as your body temperature is below 100.4, anything 100.4 or higher is considered a fever. Even though we have lots of moms that say, but my normal body temperature is 97, I run low too, I get it. Like some of us, our body temperatures are low, so when our body temperature goes up to about 99, we feel like we have a fever and we have body aches and chills and all of that. But what's important to know is that is not dangerous for your baby inside your body. Anything 100.4 or higher is considered a fever, and you may consider taking down that body temperature or not. It just depends. We don't want you having a sustained high body temperature, 101, for a prolonged period of time, because that can be, problematic for the fetus, right? So you might consider taking down that body temperature. But if it's 100.4 or below and you're feeling icky, but it's not the end of the world, sometimes we want you to kind of have that elevated body temperature because that's your body's way of fighting whatever infection is going on, right? It's heating up the body to kill the virus or bacteria. So we don't always want you to take down that fever. Again, if it's above 100.4 and you're miserable, then you can take Tylenol. That is safe while you are pregnant. You don't want, or acetaminophen, right? Any kind of acetaminophen. It doesn't have to be the brand Tylenol. Generic is fine. You don't want to be taking ibuprofen, which is Motrin or Advil. You don't want to take Aleve or any of those other things. But acetaminophen is fine for when you're pregnant. It's also fine for when you're breastfeeding. But in particularly fine for when you're pregnant. But some other things you can do that will help boost your immune system during the cold and flu season always is garlic. You take a clove of garlic and crush it and pour some boiling water on it, and then do juice of a lemon and some honey to taste. And you can just keep that and brew it and let that garlic steep for as long as you want, hours, days, keep it in the fridge. And then when you're ready to drink it, you can just strain it, or you can eat the garlic, which is what I do. But you can strain it if you don't want those little pieces of garlic. But garlic, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, super good for you. Lemon, really good for you. Honey breaks up mucus, very, very good for you. And all of those are safe while you are pregnant. And so it's always nice to have something like that. Fire cider, which is really super intense. Some of you might have seen our Instagram story where we do shots of this every day. This is our local Christine Gump Lucky Star Wellness makes this for us, but there's another person in town, Karina, who makes some too, and hers is excellent. We happen to have Christine's here in the office, and it is, oh my gosh, there's so many things in this thing. It's ginger, garlic, lemon, turmeric, horseradish, cayenne. It's fermented in apple cider vinegar. It's quite potent, really good. We do this every day here at the birth center. We'll do a shot of this every day. And we do a teaspoon of our berry juice every day. And I also put this in with that green spectrum, which is spirulina, chlorella, alfalfa, kamut, a variety of like super green power foods. So every day to keep your immune system strong. And then we also recommend elderberry. And again, Lucky Star Wellness supplies us with our elderberry, but I do know that Karina also makes a really yummy elderberry. So if we're out, she's always someone local, and I'm sure there are other people as well, but those are the two that come to mind for us here at the Santa Clarita Birth Center. Elderberry is really good for upper respiratory support, totally safe when you are pregnant. The one thing about the fire cider when you're pregnant, it's a little bit hot. So it just depends on how you're tolerating hot. If you're in your third trimester and your uterus is all the way up to the top there, and you take a shot of this cayenne, horseradish, ginger garlic number, you might have some heartburn because it's super duper spicy hot, but it's really, really, really good for you. Headaches, body aches, mood disruption, irritability, sleep, this calm plus calcium, especially in your third trimester when you're having leg cramps, hard time sleeping. First trimester helps you poop. Calcium and magnesium, it's really, really super good for you, and we recommend this certainly in the third trimester of pregnancy. It's good because we need sleep, right? Sleep is going to help keep your immune system strong. And during this time of year, we're all super busy with lots of shopping and prepping for the holidays, and there's a lot of stress, and we sometimes have disrupted sleep, and then we get sick. Our immune systems are already compromised when we're pregnant, and then there's no sleep and the stress, so the calm calcium is really helpful for restful sleep. You can also do Epsom salt in a bath at night, which is magnesium, which is really good for you. And we do love essential oils, and there are a variety of companies, as we talked about before, that sell essential oils, but you can do like lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, shake it up in your Epsom salts and throw that in a bath at night. So again, really helpful for restful sleep. If you're feeling body aches from low-grade fever, also an Epsom salt bath is really good for that, and the magnesium. Stay up on your vitamin D3. Of course, we want all pregnant women taking their vitamin D3. Depends on what your levels are, but generally we recommend about 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3 daily. Most of us have low vitamin D3 levels, which compromise our immune system. So vitamin D3 is really important. And your probiotics. We really like Claire Women's Formula. It's capsules and really easy to take. And again, going back to your gut health, really important for your immune system, right? So these things up here are all really important to boost your immune system. And if you are sick, then you would go to something like acute situation with your elderberry syrup, acutely make sure you're getting your probiotics in, acutely make sure you're getting your D in. Bone broths are really great, and we have people in town that make bone broths. You can buy bone broths, you can make your own bone broths. It's quite simple. Don't get overwhelmed by the concept. You just take whatever bones, chicken bones, beef bones, throw them in a pot, fill it up with water, do some seasoning in there. There are recipes online that are quite simple, and then you just let them simmer, simmer, simmer. We always have bone broths. We keep some here in our deep freeze, and I also always have some at home. My trick with my bone broths is I always put them in very small containers so that you can just pop open a container and then you have one serving size. Also, putting those things in ice cube trays is really a great thing to do. And then you just pop out a cube, warm it up in a pot, and then you got a little shot of your bone broth. What I also do at home is I do ginger and lemon. I buy big thing of ginger root, and I throw the whole ginger root in my juicer, and then I throw a whole organic lemon in my juicer, and then I pour that combined juice into ice cube trays, and I drink that every day. I pop a cube out, plop it in my cup, pour some boiling water, I do a shot of apple cider vinegar, and honey to taste, and I drink that every day. And it's super good for your immune system. And then when you do a whole root of ginger and a lemon, you have about 12, depends on how big of a cube you want, 12 to 24 servings right there. And so it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes to make. And I do that, and I just always keep that going in my freezer. And turmeric is also really good. It's anti-inflammatory. It is also safe when you're pregnant. We want you to not do so much turmeric in your third trimester because turmeric is also a blood thinner. So once you get to be about 32 weeks pregnant, we want you to back off on your turmeric getting ready for delivery because we don't want you to have too much bleeding. But turmeric is great, anti-inflammatory. It's great for your immune system. If you're doing the turmeric, you can buy turmeric capsules. You can also go buy turmeric root in the grocery store. It looks like little grubs. That's what I think it looks like. And it's in a little basket somewhere at Whole Foods or Sprouts. And what you want to do with the turmeric is you don't want to juice the turmeric. You want to blend the turmeric because the medicinal value is in the pulp of the turmeric root. So what I do is I just throw that turmeric in a blender. I throw the roots in there and I do a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil and a couple of crunches of ground pepper. And I blend that in my blender until it's nice and smooth, kind of like a paste. And then I put that in ice cube trays, same thing. And so at night, I'll take a turmeric cube and plop it in a pan with some almond milk. You can use any kind of milk that you want. I choose almond milk. And I warm it up and I drink that at night before bed. It helps with sleep. Again, it helps with inflammation. And it's great overall tonic for you, for your immune system. You do want to back off on that in that third trimester. But it's awesome, especially with stress, and it tastes really yummy and warm, and it helps with sleep. So another thing I took out, and all of these things we have here at the Santa Clarita Birth Center for sale. You can also get them online. You can get them at certain private places in town. Claire probiotics are kind of hard to come by. You can buy those online. Calm Calcium, you can get this. Most places will sell this. Sprouts, Whole Foods. I think most pharmacies will sell it. Trader Joe's does not sell this guy. This berry juice we order this from Oregon, from a naturopathic doctor in Oregon. And so I don't know where else you can buy this. You have to be a provider in order to get this berry juice. This stuff is awesome. I do this every single day, and I promise you, I just do great. I rarely get sick through the winter. This is real good. It tastes super yummy too. The other thing I took out was we have some D-mannose. What happens with pregnant women, and it's not just in the cold and flu season, but UTIs, bladder infections. It doesn't just happen to pregnant women. It happens to all women, especially if we're eating too much sugar, we're not drinking enough water. D-mannose is our first line of defense if we feel like someone might have a UTI. This is a sugar alcohol, and E. coli tends to be the culprit during a urinary tract infection, a bladder infection. So the E. coli will bind to the sugar alcohol and be eliminated while you void, right? So we really like this D-mannose before you go to an antibiotic. Of course, sometimes antibiotics are very appropriate. If you are pregnant and you have a UTI that is persistent, we're going to want you to get on an antibiotic because UTIs can also cause preterm labor. But the first thing we try to do is get rid of it with D-mannose. So this is always really good to have on hand, especially during the holiday season. Again, you're not drinking enough water, you're not resting, your immune system is low, and we don't want you running out on Christmas Eve trying to go find some D-mannose. So it's always good to have on hand, and we do have some here at the birth center. This might be our last one, but we can order it. So those are the big things for keeping you healthy. Washing your hands. Obviously, is really important. Keep washing your hands, getting lots of rest, slow down. It is okay when you are pregnant to slow down. You are growing a human being inside of your body, whether it's your first time, your second time, your sixth time, your eighth time, your 10th time. We have women out there that are having, their 8th baby, their 6th baby, their 10th baby. You guys have grown babies inside of your body a lot of times. That is a huge nutritional pull on your body. It's okay to slow down. It's important. It's important to rest during the day. It's important to stay well hydrated. And it's important to keep your immune system strong so that you don't get sick. And if you do get sick, you way need to slow down. Another thing that comes up in pregnancy is difficulty breathing. Right? When you lay down at night, your sinuses are really inflamed and swollen. There's not a lot of mucus in there, but you can't breathe at night. That's a really common complaint. And it's generally because the mucous membranes get really swollen. Everything gets kind of edemus, gets a little bit swollen in pregnancy because your blood volume has increased by 50%. So those mucous membranes in the sinuses are full. So one thing is make sure you're getting electrolytes in your water every day. And we recommend that you're getting at least 3 liters of water every day, and one of those liters should be with electrolytes in it. The other thing is essential oils are quite nice for keeping your sinus passages open. So diffusing some eucalyptus is lovely. doTERRA makes a blend called Breathe. I don't know what the Young Living version is, but it's got like wintergreen, some other things in it. But it's really, really quite nice. And you could do like a drop on a cotton ball, and you can put that cotton ball in a Ziploc bag, and you can just kind of sniff it throughout the day. You can keep it by your bedside. You can diffuse it. You can put a little bit of Breathe under your nose. Super helpful for keeping those sinuses open. Also a drop of eucalyptus, like if you're taking a shower, when you are taking a shower, assuming most of you shower. But when you're taking a shower, if you have a hot shower going in the morning, you could put like a couple of drops of eucalyptus on the floor of the shower, and the water will steam it up, right? And it will help with breathing. You could also put a drop in a pot. Old school is like, make a pot of boiling water, put a drop of eucalyptus in there, and then cover it with a towel, steam your face, assuming it's not too hot, don't scald your face. But opening up those sinuses is really great. You can also get at the pharmacy, Walgreens, CVS, whatever, Rite Aid, those misty saline sprays, really good for keeping your sinuses open, also really good for cleansing out any allergens. So that's really helpful to have during this cold and flu season. So there you go. Lots of things you can do while you are pregnant. Tylenol is safe. Benadryl is safe. Sudafed is safe. Not Sudafed PE, just straight Sudafed. Claritin is safe. Garlic, onions, ginger, turmeric, horseradish, the berry juice, calm calcium, probiotics, D-mannose, fire cider, elderberry. All of those are safe when you're pregnant. Under acute situations, though, you might want to go to some over-the-counter medicines, and the ones that I just listed are safe. So there you go. Take good care of your health during this holiday season. Make sure you get lots of rest, hydrate well, eat healthy foods, and always give us a call if you have any questions or concerns. You can email us, like us on Facebook and Instagram, follow us on YouTube, I think, and all those good things. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you next week.